What up, Boxing World? It's Boxing Vibez TV coming back at you, giving you the best analysis on the internet. That includes YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, you name it. You go around the corner, you're going to bump into us. We everywhere out here. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the crew. You got JD.
All right, so hey, man, I'm in the building. I got a quick question for y'all right quick, man. Hey, so Valentine's Day is coming up, fellas. Hey, man, what y'all getting y'all ladies, man? What y'all getting them, man? See, me right here, you know, I'm single, man, so I ain't got that stress like y'all boys right now. What was y'all getting y'all ladies?
So you asked me how. So you asked. So I'm gonna flip it back on you. So I'm gonna flip it back on you. You gonna ask another grown man how he spending his money? Huh? What you do with all your free money because you single?
Man. But remember, freedom ain't free, brother. Freedom ain't free. Remember that.
There's a lot of men who have sacrificed for that, particularly the married ones. But go ahead. Well, go ahead. We got Q in the building.
What's good, man? What's good, man? These cats on that good dope, man. I don't know what they got going on. These boys on that, boy.
And we got yours truly, the attempted moderator of the madness and sometimes the participator, Jay. So before we get started, Q, go ahead and tell them what to do. You already know.
Listen, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to smash that like button, man. If y'all watching right now, just because you're watching, you ain't doing nothing else. Smash that like button, man. And you send this paper airplane, send this thing to about 30,000 people, man. Send it to everybody you know. You know what I'm saying? And then, rock with us, man. Boxing Vibez TV, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you share this thing. That's what I want to say. I don't even want to say
spread it all over the world.
And then after you do all that,
spread the love.
After you do all that, then go ahead and subscribe. But go ahead. We got a little pod quote of the day we got to get into. Go ahead, JD.
Yeah, pod quote of the day, man. We know we do this every time we step on set. And to let you all know, this pod is sponsored by us here at Boxing Vibez TV. For those of you all tuning in, please join our Mike Tyson glove raffle. This ain't no fakery. This ain't no shenanigans. It's certified, stamped, sealed. We're going to be showing y'all a video with our man Jay, live delivered. We got a Mike Tyson autographed glove. Go to bvtvmediagroup@gmail.com. and email us your YouTube name and subscribe. Again, that is bvtvmediagroup@gmail.com. Send us your YouTube name, and we will be doing that raffle. What, fellas, about May? Sometime in May,
around our anniversary. Around our anniversary.
Around our anniversary?
Yep.
Right, so y'all stay locked in the tune. So, to get to the quote goes from none other than our favorite brother with quotes about billions, Adrian the Problem Broner, where after the Polly fight he says, I beat Polly, took his belt, and took his girl.
Hey, look, man.
Right in the man's face. Well, then, of course, Polly tried to say, the side piece, right? Didn't he try to say, Adrian referring to the side piece?
Yeah.
Any regrets about anything that went on in the pre-fights and all the news conferences?
Negative. I'm good. I beat Polly. I left with his belt and his girl.
Adrian, congratulations on winning the title. Polly, come on in.
Percy, dog. Don't talk. Hey, I'm just saying, you lost. I know I lost. But don't. Hold on. Wait.
Don't brag about taking my side piece. Don't brag about taking my side piece, though. That's my side piece. You don't get lazy.
That's not what she claimed, but
right,
exactly. But does any side piece say they the side piece? Who knows who? All I know is they probably was all getting, had a little fun. But anyway, let's go ahead and stop fooling around. Let's jump right into it. Demetrius Andrade, right? Just a precarious fighter, right? Talented, long. He has all the metrics. He's not particularly active, right?
Right.
And then when he is, he doesn't get the shine that he deserves for a fighter who appears to be a high caliber. Recently, he was on a show and he called out anybody's name to start with a C and end in an O in the middleweight division. Of course, we know that's either Charlo or Canelo. So the question is, why hasn't he landed a major fight? And with Canelo being affiliated with the Zone and Demetrius Andrade being affiliated with the Zone, why hasn't that fight even been rumored or talked about heavily? And Canelo said he would come down to 160 to fight Errol Spence, but I wonder why he left so much fruit on the tree in that 160 division. Go ahead, I'll let Q take that one.
I mean, your question is good. What you're asking is, I'm dumbfounded on it also, because my thing is, you have a very viable opponent, man. That's there. That's at the division that's undefeated. And in the previous pod, I said that him and Charlo was undefeated. Charlo do have the one loss, but he came back in revenge that I think that Jared Hurd, if I'm not mistaken. And sometimes I call a fighter undefeated if they came back and avenged the loss, like Leonard Lewis, and like I've said previously about Ann Wolf. No, there's nobody that could say they really got the best of them. But either way it go, it's a great question, and I can't answer it. You know, personally, I can't answer it. You know and that's why I keep posing it. I will keep bringing that fight up. You know what I'm saying? Andrade, they call him the boogeyman. I think he's very skilled. He's very athletic. He has a great skill set, and I really want to see him fight Canelo. And with the wrinkle, I didn't even know that he'd been calling out Charlo like that. So that was nice to see because then he talked about the amounts of money that he offered them both, and you know, and that was Max Kellerman's new thing that he says when fighters, you say you want the smoke, send me a video saying whatever you know, go and get it off your chest, and I will air it out on my show. And I think that's dope. I like that from Max Kellerman. I like what he's doing. Remind me of what Mike Tyson is doing on Hot Box with Mike Tyson. How he's getting these lightweights. You know what I'm saying? He's getting them on the phone and making them FaceTime and, you know, answer each other. So I like that. I like that transparency, and I like that people that's in the game doing things to help put pressure on fighters, you know, in front of a live studio audience.
And we watch so much boxing. I mean, I've been watching boxing. I was like 8 years old. We've all been watching boxing for a while, so we do make mistakes. But no, that was the undefeated Charlo. They're both undefeated. Andre and Charlo. It's the 160-pound Charlo is undefeated.
No, the 154.
154 has the one loss. He has the one loss.
Okay. Well, damn, I was right. I need to apologize to myself. I was right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Go ahead, JD.
Man, you know, he is an interesting prospect, man. Unfortunately, we have not seen him in the ring since this time last year. And it was this time last year against a no-namer that we really can't even remember. I think dude's last name might have been Keeler or something to that effect. What I really think with Demetrius is I think he needs to, you know, there's a couple of fighters out there that I think he could get that would start to put him more on the map. Because when you really look at his resume, nobody on his resume jumps out.
Right.
You know, so I would like to see him step in there with Triple G. I think the Triple G fight is more of a likely fight that you could make before a Canelo or a
he could get Charlo
or a Charlo.
He could get Charlo.
You know, hopefully he could get Charlo, but get in there with Triple G. Get in there with Devenchenko. You know, get in there with some of these other middleweights that have names and are really established in boxing circles. And then I think more pressure will be applied to a Canelo, you know, to take on that fight. Of course, you know he wants the Canelo fight, probably even more than the Charlo one, because you're talking about the biggest bag, you know, that you could possibly make. But I think ultimately there's a few fighters, you know, that could beef up his resume, you know, that would give him a little bit more clout in boxing circles.
I'll do you one better. You say get in there with this person. How about he just get in there?
Right. Because it's a year. It's been a year ago.
Because I mean, it reminds me of a kind of a Andre Ward situation where there was a level of inactivity. As good as he was, right? But the difference between those two is Andre Ward had the resume. He won the Super Six.
Right.
He had devastated Chad Dawson in a fight where I thought it was going to be a pretty good fight, and he just routed Chad Dawson. So he doesn't have a marquee name, a signature fight, anything that really makes the public want to see Andre. And that's not, it's completely on him. You know, you got matchmaking and things like that, but you got to be active.
And then just as a quick point too, and then the other flip side to that is you are an American fighter, and the reality is also you're on DAZN.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which we all kind of know that DAZN isn't heavily aligned with, you know,
the American public.
So you're really, floating around and nobody really knows your name.
And that's
y'all
go ahead.
Y'all think it got something to do with what? I don't know if y'all remember Michael Vick told Kaepernick he need to do.
What up?
He said he need to cut his hair if he want to. He's so stupid. So you know that boy got them wicks. He got them wicks. Right?
Hey man, listen. I don't
Michael
know.
Michael Vick has been reformed, and he said they say you need to cut your hair.
Listen, I couldn't lay a finger. I'm sure if we go digging, there'll be some promotional things, maybe some. I'm not too sure about injuries, but it's the level of inactivity. See, and this is a larger problem in boxing. So mentioning Canelo, and we'll probably get deeper into this on another episode. I'm glad they're paying attention more and featuring female fighters more, women fighters more, because Clarissa Shields is a marketable name, Katie Taylor. So with those lulls when there's not big fights, because fighters fight now, prize fighters fight the typical thing is to fight twice a year, and with COVID, we only got to see a lot of fighters once a year. Canelo's doing something a little different. He's fighting 3 times a year, which I think would bring
more this year.
Exactly, which I think would bring a lot of life into boxing. Seeing one of its biggest stars frequently, imagine if Mayweather was fighting 3 times a year when he got to his pinnacle. Imagine, Canelo's doing that, and it's gonna really actually elevate because, and we're gonna do this on another show too. Talking about boxing is that it pisses me off when I hear that, but it is a sport that needs some consistency, and that's what things boxing has lacked when it comes to producing big fights. And Andre has to realize that, like, hey man, the best ability everybody says is availability, right? So you got to be there for the people to see you, not asking for fights.
Hey man, he got to remember, he got to remember one of the most simple phrases that occurs in life, point blank period: out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly.
Point blank period. Out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly. And that happens to a lot of fighters, particularly ones that get knocked out in the first round, which brings us to our next topic.